Well, we are going to move at a feverish clip today, but enough about me. What do you think of me, as they say in Hollywood, or used to? An old bromide. Anyway, I have packed so much stuff into the past, God knows how many teasers about tonight's subject, that I'm just going to throw it all into one, and hence the feverish clip. So let's get started, shall we? Let's see. First of all, one thing you need to know about this show. It is taped. However, I keep myself at a clip that is a tantamount to being live, okay? Because I only start at a certain time myself, and then I tape, and I do not give myself enough time to review a half an hour's worth of tape. I have to load it in order to make it online on time. So that's what you're seeing as a live, not live. And there you go. So what I flashed around, I think, first was, one thing I wanted to underscore, which I think is kind of made me a little jumpy today, was, again, this is what the Screen Actors Guild expects of me for not working. So oh my God, what was my last movie, folks? IMDb, 1988, but this is what the Screen Actors Guild wants of me for not working. So there you go, 1,570 something. Okay, nice stuff, huh? Let's move along. What did I have? Well, good Lord, in terms of the industry, this is only the beginning. So we will be probably diving in and out of that all over the place. Speaking of the industry, for those of you who may kind of wonder, well, how, when he talks about this royalty stuff or whatever, like, what does he mean? Well, certainly there's all kinds of royalty. And guess what? There is television royalty. And guess what? Sean, no, mama girl, stop. Sean actually hobnobbed, believe it or not, at Lee Rich's home, because Lee's daughter was my best friend. And Lee Rich, as you may know, is founder of Lorimar and was the largest mogul at one time in Los Angeles. Lee Rich, right? And guess what movie that I get to? Well, let's start with the guests. It was me, it was Grant Tinker, CEO of NBC, and Mary Tyler Moore, his wife, and me, and Jessica, and Lee, and Pippa Rich, wife to mogul, former actress. So there we are, and guess what movie that I get to see one time at Lee's house? Listomania. Now, just Google that. I'm not even going to how many levels of bizarre that is. But yes, Ken Russell's Listomania, which borders on a graphic play, I saw it at Lee's house. Lee Rich, Google it. Mary Tyler Moore, Google it. Grant Tinker, Google it. They're great guys and gals. Anyway, that's how high it goes on that little tiny end of it. I talked about the Tucson 12. Tucson 12 is sort of a broader subject for me in terms of, like, what in the heck with the body snatcher shit, going on today. Like, you're my, whatever, friendships, and then, I don't know, what does that mean anymore? I'm not quite sure what I know that means. So yeah, Screen Actors Guild. Oh, by the way, Screen Actors Guild, hey, guess what? Another tip, kids. If you, let's say you are you're an actor in Hollywood, and you start to feel like you're too in your head, like stuff is interrupting your work, like there's too much stuff floating around there. Methods, right? Techniques, right? You know what? Drain the swamp. If you get that writer's block with acting, it happens. And you know what? Drain the fucking swamp. Drain the darn swamp. Okay, and start from scratch. And pretend you're all new and learn all over again and forget everything you've been told, because guess what? Ain't working, right? Ain't working too well. Feeling a little in your head. Ain't working. You weren't taught right, in my humble. So anyway, enough of the industry and, 2012, Facebook. Oh, Facebook. That's the other thing I promised you. Facebook. Okay. So Facebook, Sean joined in 2009, believe it or not. And this was, a sort of a very primitive period for this sort of platform. And, excuse me. And so, as such, Sean just noticed that there was this Facebook place, right, online. It was like, let me check the time. Okay, we're good. So in my hinky-dinky little Macintosh Performa or whatever the heck it was back in the Stone Age. It looked like a graph. It was like just a single page with like a resume. Basically, yeah, it looked like a resume. With a picture up on the top left, just like it is, then wasn't, then is, right up there, top left. Me not knowing anything about it really, and not really there anyone being on it, to be honest with you. So you guys, I actually thought Facebook was a hookup site. Now, not entirely. I mean, I knew it wasn't like, Adam for Steve for whatever. But you know how Craigslist is personal, whatever. I thought it was kind of like that, like the personal section of Craigslist or something. So, cut to the chase. Do you want to know what Sean's picture that he first posted as his profile pic? And I swear, Facebook, look it up, back to 2009. So my husband and I are not exactly prudes, right? Never have been. Maybe that's why we've been together 33 years. So I thought it'd be funny to put as my profile pic a half nude pic. Not entirely, okay? So I totally forgot this. I swear to God, you guys, until like maybe an hour ago. And so the picture I used for my profile, it was in our apartment. It was in our apartment in Toluca Lake, which is near Universal Studios, and it was on our couch, and the sunlight was pouring in. I'll never forget. And I had been in my towel. Where am I going with this? Do we have enough time for everything? Anyway, and so I'm like lounging, on the couch, in a towel with no shirt on. Now, so it's not meant to look like pornographic pay, but kind of, sorta, because I don't mean to like get all in your face, but so imagine I'm like this, and I'm like doing my just almost like that, and doing my like little profile, whatever. But where that thing is, like flowing all the way back, imagine like a nude body. So what you saw, I don't know how I got on this. Anyway. So yeah, my first Facebook pic was basically me lying nude on a couch, flirtatiously staring at the camera, showing half of my butt. You could actually see like where the crack begins on the other half, so like you see it's a nude butt. And apparently it took them, I don't know, some time, because it was on there for a while. And I guess they just discovered, we don't do that. And then suddenly I was required to give another pic, and that pic like lingered forever until we all started like getting so fascinated with the platform. Speaking of the platform, actually, I had notes here, well, as I do, maybe I'll get to that, but Facebook platform, that's a real, okay, what do I do with that one? Well, anyway, I thought it was what it was, right, in the beginning, and it is what it is now. It kind of actually does remind me of the Tucson 12 kind of thing. You don't know what I'm talking about there, but it has to do with friendships. It has to do with the fragility of what you think are friendships that are not in fact fragile. They're capable of shattering in a trillion directions. You didn't know that, right? You thought it was just some harmless friendship. Anyway, in parallel universes, when parallel people parallel you, move to parallel cities and parallel states and parallel universes, sometimes there are a couple of people, right? And then there's these couple of people that don't have any, parallel universe friends, right? Because they're not in their other parallel universe. And so, like, over time, man, like, suddenly, 12 of these entities sort of, are known as friends, and years go by. Oh my God. And then, long story short, this turns out to be like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I mean, like Full Tilt Boogie Kids. I don't want to go into the, well, we'll save that. And they all know that I will, this is that kind of low tonight, right? I should have been like higher up. Anyway, so whatever with them. There's, my whole life is to be continued until such time as there's no more continuing to happen. On that topic, want to clear up one thing. There is such a thing as a scare, a health scare, as we know, right? So I had a health scare 5 years ago. It was a lung cancer scare. There was something on my lungs that it took a CT and an MRI to nail down that it was a scar, not what they deemed something suspicious, very suspicious, or not suspicious. And it was very suspicious. Long story short, cancer scare, right? Lung scare. Let's not forget, folks, especially folks that are challenged by this potentially. It's not, is it cancer? And I'm not offended at all. And this is new to me, right? But it's a cancer scare is different than having cancer. Okay, until you're fully diagnosed, it's a scare, right? So I do actually, cut to the chase, have a tumor in my brain. It is, to be brutally honest with everybody, it is half the size of a medium-sized blueberry. And it is located at the top of my brainstem. It is called what they are hoping it's not, and it could not be. And if it is, it's not the end of the world if it is. What is known as a cardoma. And it is at the top of my brain, at the top of my spinal cord, very, very close to the pituitary gland, and it is within the bone. So the tricky part is, of course, biopsying, and there is a board convening within the next 4 weeks of many surgeons to determine when, if, and how to get that out of me. Because you have to go for your case goes before a board, let's not go there. And so on the upshot of that, they may have to go into my nose and into my brain and drill into the tip of my spinal cord to drain out a biopsy. And then they will have to, of course, do what they do with biopsies. And then, you know what? We'll go from there, right? That's what we do, right? We go from there. That's what we do. We go from there. That's what we do, right? We do what's in front of us. That's what we do. I know we're 12. We just do what's in front of us, right? That's it's like my car is like broken. I mean, I got no wheels, man, for fucking weeks. So, but am I bouncing off the walls right now with what that's going to do to me for the next, good God, week with no wheels and doctor's appointments and medicine I can't pick up? But it's not in front of me if I don't put it there. So what I did was I took all of that. I told my husband, we're not using that vocabulary about money tonight or cars. We're not going to say that because that is tomorrow's problem. I have arranged for the tow. It's not in front of us. So if anything, just do what's in front of you. I love you. And you'll see me in my little clips. And I'm sorry, I didn't shave it. I don't look very nice, but that doesn't matter, right? You can't take it with you. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.